Okay, so the last game actually that Tyler played for the U.S. was against Uruguay in the Copa America. Tyler and Johnny were both on that team. They had one game where they maybe crossed over and played together at the same time. It was the Bolivia game.
I completely forgot about Copa America, by
Yeah,
the way.
same. I think we're all trying to delete it from our memory bank.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Johnny first. We got to give him his flowers, Chuck. Your thoughts on Johnny Cardoso?
Yeah, I actually rewatched the game last night just so it was really fresh in my
What a
mind.
nerd you are.
I know. Sometimes I have to nerd it out. But I was specifically just watching his movements and his touches and his thought process when he has the ball, when he doesn't have the ball, and out of possession. And I see a comment here from Josh Wallace in the YouTube chat. I remember Jesse Marsh mentioning on the show that Cardoso needed to be more progressive. He's shown he's made that improvement in his game. He absolutely has. I mean, from the first minute of the game, he could have easily passed sideways, the easy pass, right? The safe pass, and he's playing between the lines forward. You absolutely love the fact that he gets on the ball and he's constantly looking to go forward. That needs to happen. That's how you really start to hurt opponents, is by making them feel that, oh, we're always under pressure. But what I will say is, if there's an area of his game where he struggles, if we're talking about him being a lone six per se, right? If he's going to be asked to be the number 6, a defensive midfielder, and by himself, because Pochettino likes to play with 2 more advanced midfielders, maybe one more 10 and one more 8 qualities, but at least 2 that are in front of the lone 6. He struggles when it comes to closing down the ball and winning the challenges, right? Where Tyler Adams exceeds. Where he's really good is he anticipates second balls. There were some plays where he takes the ball down. He did an Ole over Modric. He'll win the second ball. He anticipates it and then wins possession and then goes forward and finds the outlet. That's where he really has excelled. But in terms of winning the ball back, like tackling and chasing down, that's not his strength. So that's where I saw, okay, if he's asked to be that lone 6, he might struggle a little bit. But 87% passing in this game. He connected on 33 passes, 64 touches. He was involved. He got 2 shots. One was a header, of course. I was really impressed with what he was able to do in terms of, playing against a Luka Modric and Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni absolutely tackled him a couple of times and puts him in some dangerous challenges. But I'm really pleased with what I saw from him overall.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And these are good options, once again, in our midfields with Tyler Adams. Now, speaking of Tyler Adams, he played 120 minutes for Bournemouth, and they won. They won the FA Cup. They're now going to face Manchester City in the quarterfinals. But when I start to think about Tyler Adams playing extra minutes, it makes me a little nervous, Chuck. They've got 2 more games before they have to show up for the Nations League.
Don't even throw that stuff out here, because let's just say Tyler Adams is feeling great. This is the best he's felt for as long as I've known him. I mean, since he was playing at Red Bulls, right? This guy he's back to his best. He doesn't even think about his hamstrings anymore or his lower back. Like, I think he's finally figured out his body.
We have Chuck Davies, everybody. He is the Tyler Adams whisperer. He knows all of the inner workings of Tyler Adams' hamstrings and back. But they play away at Tottenham and then they play home to Brentford before they've got to roll up in LA for the Nations League. And I just wonder, given how Andoni Iraola, the manager for Bournemouth, has managed his minutes up until this point. Now they don't have any games until the weekend, right? So there's no midweek action, at least in this particular week before the Tottenham game. So there's plenty of time for him to rest. But I just have a little bit of concern. I'm looking at previous injury history, and I just hope that he will be firing at all cylinders, because we need him in the midfield, and I want to see what it looks like with him in midfield under Pochettino. We still haven't had that luxury as of yet. Okay, I know there's some questions about Johnny in the chat, but I do want to bring Tanner Tessmann into this equation and this part of the conversation as well. He got a start again this past weekend for Lyon, and he played 70 minutes. He started 4 in a row, and there are 3 wins and 1 loss, and that 1 loss was to PSG, which PSG are a different gravy right now, playing really well under Luis Enrique. But I like that he's getting trusted by Paulo Fonseca in this instance, Chuck. So it's nice to see that. And he got the start over Nemanja Matic, who is really his mentor in some ways. And so maybe this is the time where that transition is starting to happen. I believe we talked about this before. But I want to bring him in because we were all wondering, is he now going to start again for Fonseca, and he did, and they ended up getting the W, which is nice. So as we answer these Johnny questions, I think we still should bring Tessmann into the equation, because Tessmann has been, I thought that he was looked upon kindly. I for Pochettino when he came in and he played well, right? And so Pochettino singled him out as having a good performance.
He
so
really
I think
impressed.
yeah, he did. So he's going to be part of it too. So I just want to make sure that because he's not just sitting on the bench for his club, he's actually playing. Then okay, let's bring him in, because we know that Pochettino has already just.
I don't even think that's a question, Jimmy.
Right. Okay.
I think at this point he's automatic.
You think he starts next to Tyler, or at least he
no. I don't
just
think
gets
he's a
called in?
starter. I think he gets called in. I think it's
I agree with
automatic
you on
and
that.
gets brought into the camp.
Right. Okay. So let's get to the
Right.
questions then. But I just want to bring Tessmann into the equation of that, because
Yeah.
it could impact how we answer some of these. First one's from Sam. Jimmy, have we seen Tyler and Johnny together? I don't think we have either. He says, I don't think we have, because Johnny started coming in after Tyler was hurt. There might have been some crossover at some point, but I don't remember them being on the field at the same time. When Tyler last played for us, was that the Nations League last year? Was that the last time he's played for the U.S. in the summer?
Yeah. Remember,
Holy
because he
crap.
scored the goal out, so they were managing his minutes. He went back and
Right.
he got injured, and then he was out for forever.
He hasn't been back in since.
He hasn't been back with Pochettino.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. That's crazy. He hasn't been part of the team for that long. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember a moment where they had to have some crossover, but maybe they have it. So what do you think the best pairing is? Let's say we did go with a maybe it's not against Panama, but maybe against Canada or somebody else, we go with a 6-6, or at least somewhat of a hybrid 6-6, because one of them could act as an 8 and will probably be asked to be an 8. Would you think do you go Tessmann or Johnny? I mean, you got Musa's in there too, but Musa's, well, we're going to get into AC Milan guys here in a second.
Yeah. I think when you are looking at the opponent, if you're playing against a team that's maybe superior, and next thing you know, Pochettino probably thinks, I need 2 defensive midfielders to anchor the back four if we're playing against, a Spain, a France, teams that maybe jam up the midfield, have super talented players that like to come inside. Then maybe in Argentina, you're talking about the top teams in the world. Probably makes sense to play with two 6s, or one a little bit closer to Tyler if Tyler's the lone 6. And in that case, if you're looking between Tessmann and Cardoso, the player that probably moves forward and probably fits that profile a little bit better is probably Cardoso, because you're not asking him to track and defend, and Tessmann the same thing. They're both not the go hunt, win the challenge, and be aggressive. They're more of found the right spots. I think Tessmann has really come a long way when you're talking about the tactical IQ of knowing where to be, where to pick up loose balls, getting off his foot quicker. But I think Cardoso is geared a little bit better in terms of anticipation and then playing forward, finding the right spots. I think his game probably would help facilitate the game going forward a little bit more than Tessmann.
Okay, so the last game actually that Tyler played for the U.S. was against Uruguay in the Copa America. Tyler and Johnny were both on that team. They had one game where they maybe crossed over and played together at the same time. It was the Bolivia game.
I completely forgot about Copa America.
Yeah, same. I think we're all trying to delete it from our memory bank.
Yeah.
But Yunus Musa actually came on for Tyler Adams at halftime of the Bolivia game, and then Johnny subbed on later for Gio Reyna. So they didn't actually play together at the same time. At least in recent memory, that's the last time there would have been an interaction between those two. Look at you getting to the end of the video. All right. Very proud of you. Now, if you want more average to good content, this is your channel. Go look at other videos, playlists. We have it all figured out. For more of the good stuff, then you got to make sure you hit like on this video, hit subscribe so you don't miss anything, and then turn on your notifications so you know when we're going live or if anything drops right when it comes out. We'd really appreciate it. See you next time.